Hey, hello, how y'all doing? And welcome to our Sankofa experiences as I got the wrong background up. Ashley, you literally just sent that to me. And me being smart, I put up the wrong one. But I appreciate y'all joining us this evening. We're going to dive in. We're going to talk about our Senegal and Gambia trip today. Hey, let me know in the comments how many of you have been to Africa before? Give me a one in the comments if you've been before. Give me a zero in the comments if this would be your first time. All right, I swapped that out pretty quick. That wasn't bad. All right, so we got some ones and zeros. I love it. I love it. All right, thank you for participating. All right, man, y'all are in for a good treat. If okay, Linda in Georgia, where have you been? I'm just kind of curious. I'm nosy. Hey, let me know where y'all. At least don't be laughing. I was just being honest, right? I'm just curious. Um, but hey, where are y'all watching from? Right today, I am outside of Detroit, Michigan. I'm visiting my dad. I'm in my childhood home. I always call it the mothership. Tanzania twice, Egypt, Ghana. All right, we got a good traveler. All right. Orange. Where's that? Orange County, I'm assuming. All right. South Africa, Egypt, Ghana. Okay. And with you in Senegal. All right. Linda's back. All right. I love it. I love it. All right. Appreciate you coming back and having this discussion. But yeah, we are going to talk about this Senegal and Gambia trip. And like literally, I'm still not home from the trip. I'm still mentally there, by the way. I just got back Sunday, and I figured I'd swing through and talk to my dad. He's 94. He almost came on this trip. I really, 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 really wish he would have come. Particularly watching him work around the house. Like this guy, it's hard to keep up with these 94-year-olds these days. He's just Man, he is busy, busy, busy. So it's just good to see him so active because I know he's going to be on another trip with us. So I'm excited about that. But like I said, I just got back Sunday, and all I can tell you is, oh my God, this might be our best trip yet. Like, I know I don't think I say that often. I was just telling Ashley, I was like, Ashley, I think this was the best one. This was amazing. Y'all gonna hear me gush over this food. I'm just addicted right now. I never had any Senegalese food, and man, I mean, I'm taking Dad tomorrow. We're going to have some Senegalese food here in the area. It is spectacular. It's definitely the best food I've ever had in Africa. I'm going all the way there. I was going West Africa, but now I just want to. I'm just mapping out the whole continent like I'd have been to all 54 countries. I have not. But oh my God, it was absolutely delicious. So I definitely want to share uh, that experience with y'all. I'm gonna share just a little video, a little testimonials, and I'm gonna answer your questions. I'll try not to take all day. I could talk about this stuff forever, but the tour was amazing. The historians that we brought along were great. The guides, the people. They call Senegal the House of Teranga, which means hospitality, right? And these people literally go above and beyond themselves to really. They make it a point to be hospitable. And the Gambia, both countries. And I gotta say this: I didn't know much about the Gambia, right? The Gambia is like literally it's a country inside of Senegal. It's completely covered around Senegal except for the Atlantic Ocean. And it was phenomenal. Like it really, really was. The history was really interesting. But the people were great. I think that's a common theme that I've seen throughout there. Um, this was really strange. I just want to share this little insight. Like this guy, you go shopping, right? There's opportunities to shop. So our shoppers out there, don't worry, you'll have an opportunity to do some of that. But this guy was trying to give me something. He was like, no, no, I want to give you a gift, and he handed me this shirt, right? And I was like, oh, I'm a salesman. You can't sell me, right? So I'm like giving the shirt back, and he like put his head down. And I didn't understand what was going on. And our guy, Mika, comes over and he's like, "No, Freddie, like, no, he's trying to give you a gift. If you give it back to him, you'll put shame on his family." I was like, "What?" Like, oh my God. So I felt so bad, right? So he gave me to give him, and he was happy, and he was like explaining, like, yeah, that's our tradition or whatnot. So that was pretty interesting. The shirt was dope, by the way. I should have rocked it today. Like, I actually liked it. I should have gave you some cash for it, but he wouldn't accept anything. What distinguishes it from any other African cuisine? Is there a lot of French influence? That's a good question. Um, there's some dishes, there's some French influence, but like I was eating like the traditional foods, like particularly the Wolof people. The Wolof people, interesting enough, are the ones that invented the whole jollof rice. So jollof rice was invented by them there in the Senegal region, and they winning. I know Ghana and Nigeria get they do all of the hype over who got the best jollof, who got they both lying. It's Senegal. That jollof was amazing. And I've had I'm from where we have dual citizenship in Sierra Leone, and Sierra Leone's jollof was pretty good, but nah, they just hands down this was the best jollof. But it's it's traditional West African food, so it's probably a little bit West African food is like a little more spicy than like us, our American palates anyway are. But this was just well balanced. I don't like fire when I'm eating. Like I'm not a super spice guy. My wife is a dragon. That's what I call it. The hotter the better. But this was it was just a really good mix of blends and seasoning. And like, there's a picture of this lobster, and I'm gonna point it out because I swear God is in the back and he seasoned this. Like it was amazing, right? Like, okay, all right, I'm just talking about the food, but let me yeah, aromatic versus yeah, it was definitely that. It was oh my God, like I can't wait. I can't wait to go to the Senegalese restaurant here in Detroit and see if they are authentic or not. I am an official food taster at this point, right? Okay, all right. I've been gushed over the food. You got a question? Oh, I thought you had a question. Okay. All right, so I'm going to open it up to questions at the end or whatnot. So I just want to go through all of the details. I know y'all are not here to get my food critic insights, even though I'm a freshly born food critic now. I probably gained about 5 to 10 pounds on this trip, but the portion sizes are great. But the food is so amazing. I don't know if y'all looked up Dakar, Senegal on the map, but it is actually the westernmost point of the contiguous continent of Africa. It's right there on the water. So like many of the places that we eat and we visit are right there on the water. They're literally pulling this food fresh out of the waters and putting it on the grill. It is spectacular. Like, oh my God. Okay. All right. I swear I'm gonna just get into the content and I won't just talk y'all ear off about this food the whole time. The history obviously is really impactful. We went to Goree Island, the Kunta Kinte Island. The museums were great. The local vibe is amazing. We had some live music. I'm gonna share a little bit of all of that. So let me jump into the presentation before I have y'all here all night and I ain't said nothing yet about the actual trip and give you an opportunity to decide if you want to come with us or not. All right. Now, bear with me. I have one screen, which I'm a spoiled internet nerd. I typically have my double screens up. So I'm just going to make this work today. Let me know in the comments. Give me a yes in the comments if you can see my screen. Is it up? I think it's up. It's looking kind of wonky, though. All right. I think we are good. Yes. All right. Thank you. It's clear. Appreciate that. That's probably all in y'all way, though. All right, we're gonna jump into it. All right, so welcome, all right, to Sankofa Experiences by Urban Intellectuals. This is how we make Black history travel made easy. This is our travel arm of the company, so I'm gonna jump into the presentation and give you a little bit, but here's an overview of this travel arm of our business. Greetings, I'm Freddie Taylor, CEO and founder of Urban Intellectuals, and we are behind the Sankofa Experiences. This is where Black history travel made easy is not just our mantra, it's a promise. Our mission?
to reconnect you with your roots, your culture, and the history of the African diaspora. Now spanning across 10 African nations and the vibrant cultures of Colombia and Brazil, the Sankofa experiences is expanding. We've crafted curated group travel experiences that do more than just visit. They immerse, they educate, they transform. From the historic forts of Ghana to the bustling markets of Nigeria, the serene beaches of the Gambia to the rugged mountains of Morocco, and beyond, even South Africa and South America, each destination holds a special place and part of our story. Embarking on these Sankofa journeys means more than just exploring more landscapes. It means walking in the footsteps of the ancestors, embracing the diversity of our heritage, and seeing the world through a lens of understanding and appreciation. It's a group experience where every traveler is a thread in the fabric of the shared narrative, making the journey safe, engaging, and unforgettable. So are you ready to embark on this adventure? To explore, to learn, to celebrate the legacy that connects us all. Join us in the Sankofa experiences, proudly powered by urban intellectuals. The only thing missing is you.
Excellent. Yeah. So let's jump into this. We are really.
Greetings. I'm Freddie Taylor, CEO and founder of
There we go. I still haven't gotten that right. It's ironic because we have been at this. This is where we began. I'm trying to think my bar is in the way. Y'all probably can't see. Where did we begin? But we actually started this arm of the company about a year and a half ago. October of 2022 was actually our first travel experience. That's my dad there in the on the left. He and I overlooking the Nile River. This was Egypt in 2022, and he's there in the middle with his sweater on because Africa wasn't warm enough for him. But he's a young 93 years old on that particular trip. But it was a great experience, and this is where we kicked it off. And I wanted to mention, because we swapped the name to Sankofa Experiences, Sankofa is a word in the Twi language of in the Twi language of the Ashanti people. Excuse me. That means go back and get it. So go back and get your history, go back and get your culture, and bring it forward into the future with us. So Sankofa Experiences, we're going back into our history, we're going back into our culture, and we're bringing it forward with us. So I just kind of wanted to tie that knot because I realize I always just jump and assume everybody understands what this word means, but it's not as common as I thought it was, right? So I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that. So it kind of makes sense to you why we made the change to Sankofa Experiences. All right. Now, since that beginning, we have taken 290 travelers on 19 trips to 8 African countries and counting. We are continuing to run up this number, running up to our first 300 people. So that'll happen on our next experience that's coming up in the fall. I think August is our next trip. And we'll definitely crack that 300 mark, and it'll be counting from there. So we are off to a great start. But hey, who's this guy talking to me? All right, my name is Freddie Taylor. I'm the CEO and founder of Urban Intellectuals. Black History Made Easy is not only our mantra, but it's our promise. That's what we do here at Urban Intellectuals. We are a Black history company. Many of you may have seen our Black History flashcards. This is definitely how we started the company and really kicked things off. But since then, we sold over 500,000 decks of these all over the world, all 50 states and internationally and counting. We actually have 18 physical products in total that all are centered around Black history and culture that we offer. Also, we have the #1 Black History Club for children. We call it the Sankofa Club. Again, to go back into our history, go back into our culture and bring it forward with us. But we're teaching that to children in live Black history classes, over 250 classes available, 500 students. It's available 24/7 inside of the Sankofa Club. And we recently expanded this and started Black history classes for adults. So that's a new offering. That's a couple of weeks old, and we're still in the beta phase. We'll actually be launching that on Juneteenth. But I mentioned all of that not to sell you our other products and services, even though I think they're wonderful, right? but to let you know that at our core, we are a Black History company. This is what we do, this is what we are about. And I bring that up because our Sankofa experiences are centered and wrapped around Black history, right? Some people travel for leisure, some people travel to party, some people travel to lay out on the beach. We're traveling to go reconnect with our history and our culture. This is the main essence of the organization and what we're doing. And we actually got a testimonial to talk a little bit about that and these experiences. Man, this bar is bothering me. I don't know how to get rid of it. So, all right. But we are inviting you on our next Sankofa experience. So I definitely want to jump into that if you are ready to talk about Senegal and the Gambia, right? The Smiling Coast, as they call it. Oh, that Renaissance monument was spectacular as well. But yeah, so we're going to dive into all of the details about this right now. Let me give you a quick overview. This is me on one of the beach front resorts that we hang out at. This is in the Gambia, but I just wanted to give you a quick overview. So check this out.
Greetings and welcome to our Senegambia experience here with Urban Intellectuals Travel Movement. My name is Freddie Taylor. I'm the CEO and founder of Urban Intellectuals, inviting you on an opportunity to join us on this spectacular adventure to Senegal and the Gambia. We are kicking off this experience with about 30 travelers for this opportunity of a lifetime to reconnect with the history, reconnect with the culture. It's going to be a beautiful experience. It's going to get a little bit emotional. That's what we do on these Urban Intellectuals Sankofa experiences. We go into the history, we go into the culture, we go into the sites, we go into Goree Island, the home of one of the most horrific points of the slave trade that you ever want to see and experience. It's important that you go deep into the history, you have these experiences so that you can know what the ancestors have been through, that you know that the strength of the DNA that lies within you, and it gives you an opportunity to give an appreciation for all that they've done and a reminder that you have more work to do. But it's not all super emotional. We're going to enjoy the food. The Senegalese and Gambian food are amazing. We're going to enjoy the people, the culture. We're going to enjoy the beautiful sights that you see in the background here. And most importantly, we're going to experience Tajin. They call this the Tajin region, which is the land of hospitality, and the people definitely deliver on that. So we're here in Mama Africa, right? Dear Mama Africa. You can see it on my shirt. You can feel it in our spirit, and you can feel it in the vibe of the community. So come on and join us on this beautiful adventure.
I'm actually glad that the brother walked into the camera because if I was watching this earlier, I was like, man, that looked like a green screen. Right, right. It looked too perfect. It looked too fake. But I promise you, that's a real place. This is a Black-owned beach resort there in the Gambia. It's absolutely phenomenal. The people were amazing, and the scene. I mean, this ain't even doing that scene justice, to be honest with you. It was absolutely spectacular. So let me keep going. There we go.
Greetings and welcome to our Senegambia.
One day I'll learn how to switch those. All right, so frequently asked questions. Let's blow through these really quick. Are these trips child friendly? Yes, they are. Are there child discounts? Yes, they are. Children ages 5 to 11 have 40% off these experiences. Children under the ages of 5, during all of this is during the time of travel, by the way. Children under the age of 5 is absolutely free. There may be some additional fees for the inter-country flight, the domestic flight, just to get the space on the seat. But we'll deal with that if you decide to bring your youngin. When you bring children, we have to warn you, we don't have babysitters, and the children are your responsibility the entire time. I just needed to say that. Are these trips adult friendly? Yes, they are. Are these trips senior friendly? Absolutely, they are. You see my dad there. We had some 80 somethings on this trip, some 70 somethings on this trip. And listen, if you 60 something, as if you even in your 70s, my father called y'all young, right? Dad's 94, and he met some 72-year-olds on our one trip. He always say, "Oh, young woman," like right. So age is nothing but a number, particularly if you're taking care of yourself but we had some great times with our seniors on these particular trips. Is there a lot of physical movement? There is, right? Like we're going to be moving around and going from site to site. The good thing about Senegal and the Gambia is it's not a lot of like climbing and uphill and a lot of stairs and all of that. If you come on that Egypt trip with us, it's a physically taxing experience, but it's a unbelievable one at the same time. Do we offer payment plans? Yes, we do. So when you sign up, you'll be able to see your entire payment plan. Like say you were going in with us in later this year, and so we're going in December of 2024. And we have some 2025 dates as well. But whatever you pick, you'll actually see your payment plan before you put down any money. So keep that in mind. Is the international airfare included? It is not. So you will need to meet us in Dakar, Senegal. That is airport code DSS. What languages do they speak? French is the first language of the country, which is foul. But they also speak English as well. Most of the people, what you find on the African continent is most people speak multiple languages, right? Um, and not, don't if you end up in a situation where somebody that you're negotiating with it doesn't speak English, our guides do, right? And they'll be there right there with you to help and assist you. In the Gambia, English is the first language because they were colonized by the English. Um, Senegal was colonized by the French, right? So that's why Lisa and I were having that conversation about the French influence on the food. Do we pair guests? We do not. But you are welcome to ask any of the other travelers, do they want to pair up and team up? You can sign up as a single and add a guest later. So that's another conversation. You may have a question for that. Can non-Americans join the trip? Absolutely. We have people from all over the world join us on these adventures. How much money would you need on this trip? Ashley, we're going to need to update this. $300 to $500 is what we say. I'm thinking with this particular trip, you're going to need somewhere between, I would say $500 to $700. Senegal was a little more expensive than I anticipated. I don't want you to have any surprises when you get there. But things were a bit more expensive than I anticipated. The Gambia is a lot less expensive than you could imagine. Actually, it's unbelievable to tell you the truth, and the stark discount in the pricing between those two countries. So I would say $400 to $700, maybe give a little wider range. If you are, you can use your Visa or MasterCard. ATMs do work. I would just say alert your bank ahead of time. We can talk about all of this leading up into our culture training, but all this is just fresh on my mind. So I just wanted to make sure that I shared that. And again, I'm gonna have a Q&A with you at the end. So press me and ask these questions. Please do that. Is travel insurance automatically included? It is not. But we recommend that you get cancel anytime travel insurance with medical when you book your trip. Why? Because there's a no refund policy, right? So when you sign up, there's no refunds. And that's because once you sign up, we lock up space with our vendors. And they, quite frankly, are charging us, right? So we have to pay them. So we want to respect our vendors because we want these trips to always be amazing. And as long as they can trust us, they know that people are signing up, they're going to get paid. They're going to continue to treat our people with the dignity and respect that they need and deserve. But also, you want to get insurance because you insure everything else, right? You insure your car, your house, your investments. You're insuring things all the time. This is a trip of a lifetime, and it's worth that insurance. And you may have great insurance here in the States, medical insurance here in the States, but when you travel abroad, it may get wonky, right? So if something happens, God forbid, you don't ever want to have anything up for grabs, right? Like you don't want to have any doubt. So adding that travel insurance with medical is recommended, and I think it's important, and I think it's worth it. But we don't offer it, right? We can refer you to some places, but that's not part of our company's abilities, right? All right, so what's not included? Your passport, I mentioned the medical travel insurance, the visa, any vaccinations or COVID shots, which none of those are required for the Senegal or the Gambia. And you don't need a visa as an American citizen with an American passport for Senegal. The Gambia, you can get the visa upon arrival. So that's fine. Oh, there it is here. Lunch and dinner is not included, so you have to pay for those. Any gratuities or tips, and again, I mentioned travel insurance. All right, so what is included? Ground transportation to and from scheduled destinations. Again, it does not include international airfare, but when you land at the Dakar airport, we got you from there. Double occupancy or single occupancy. Hotel upgrades are available upon request. Of course, there will be an additional fee. There's Wi-Fi, there's a spa, a bar, restaurant, room service, fitness center, swimming pool, meeting rooms, air conditioned, wheelchair accessible. Everything is ready for you at these hotels that we selected. Admission to all activities are included as well, right? So including walking with the lions, right? Or petting crocodiles, which is kind of crazy, but you'll see in a second. I did it, right? It's an experience. This is one thing that we talk about here at Sankofa Experiences is this is not a trip, right? This is not, again, this is not like going to the beach and all of that. This is not about partying. This is an experience. And this sister here, Akiba, is on her second trip with us here in Senegal. This is her in Senegal. She originally went with us to Egypt last year, right? So now she went in 2023. She went to Egypt. Now she's on her second trip with us, going to Senegal, and I believe Brazil or Morocco is her next trip for 2025. So let's hear her words really quick.
When we went to Egypt, we were told from the beginning by our guide that to set the expectation of this is not a vacation, this is an experience. And that is something that you will see, I think, with every trip that's organized by this group. You can see the care that's been taken to make sure that we get all of the educational experiences possible, the cultural experiences possible, I mean, including food. Like we've heard others today talk about going and being a part of the different animals, but there's the shopping experiences that I was a part of the cooking experience. So you're definitely going to be immersed. You're going to be tired because of everything that's coming at you, but you will enjoy it and you'll never forget it. So just don't come with the expectation of being on the beach all the time. There's way more to these trips that make it that much more enjoyable and memorable.
I will say you're going to get some beach time, right? You get a little bit of that, but it's just more of relaxation. So we check that out. But here's the itinerary. Here's an overview of it. That's good, brother Jay and I there in front of the Renaissance Monument there down at the bottom. But the first day we're going to arrive in Dakar and have a good time relaxing. And there's some surprises in between all of this, right? I'm not giving you everything. I want you to have some surprises in your experience. Then we're going to arrive at the hotel. We're going to get settled. We're going to have dinner. And we're going to enjoy ourselves. Day two, we're going to get up and do the Dakar City tour. We're going to visit the Pink Lake and Le Monument de la Renaissance, right? I'm going to get I don't speak French, and that twang kind of doesn't roll off my tongue perfectly. Day three, we're going to Gorée Island. The Museum of Black Civilization was spectacular. Gorée Island is the home of the slave trade there in Senegal. But the Museum of Black Civilization, we got a young lady that's going to be presenting to you there. She is fantastic. I did an interview with her at the end. Actually, we got to find that. I know that's in Jay's package, in his bulk of videos, right? But anyway, okay, I want to keep going. Day four, we're going to have a beach day. We're going to have some fun. We're going to relax and enjoy ourselves. There's, again, some little surprises in between there. We're going to the wildlife reserve on day 5. That's when you're going to have an opportunity to walk with the lions if you're interested in that, and much, much more. Day 6, we're going to be in Gambia. You're going to take a tour through the National Museum of the Gambia, and Crocodile Park, which is something that's I never thought that I would do it in my life, visit a crocodile park. Um, you know what I don't know? I don't know why they call it the Gambia. I didn't ask that question. I got to figure that out. That is like really interesting to me that they really refer to it as the Gambia. Anyway, so day 7 is Kunta Kinte Island, and a lot of historical museums involved there as well. And leading up to it, we're going to eat at a beautiful beachfront resort right there as well. Sally Beach and Departure, that is going to close out the experience. That's another hotel that we'll go into, the Movenpick there at Sally Beach. It is a phenomenal scene and a great way to end this adventure. But let me share a little bit more with you. All right, so here's some of the attractions there in Dakar. It's a beautiful sight. The place is absolutely stunning. Um, and very colorful, right? Like this, everything is very picturesque, and the people are very friendly. We're going to the Pink Lake. This is where they do some salt mining. I'll start sharing more video and everything that you're going to see there, but it's a beautiful sight. We're going into the village. You'll do some ATV riding along the beach in order to get, along the Atlantic Ocean in order to get over here to the lake. We're going to have that experience. We're going into the village so you can see how the people live. We have a naming ceremony that's involved in all of that. We're going to the largest monument in Africa. Largest monument in Africa. This is actually the second largest monument in the world that you can enter on the inside and go up to the King's Crown and actually, overlook the country. There's a museum on the inside. We have a lecture and a tour leading up to that. There's some very interesting information about who built this place, right? It kind of blew my mind, but it's a beautiful sight to see and experience. And the Senegalese people are very proud of the monument. Of course, I mentioned Goree Island, the home of the slave trade um, there in Senegal. This is a gut-wrenching experience, and I speak to it because you end up on this island, and if I blindfolded you on this ferry ride and got you onto this island, and you take the blindfold off and you're walking around and looking, this place is beautiful, right? It's stunning. The colors, you can see like the Portuguese influence there on the island. But then you remember like what they were doing on this island, right? Like it's like Beauty and the Beast, right? Like it's beautiful, but it's like, man, something so sinister was going on there. And like a really interesting piece of history. I gotta share this. I don't know if y'all notice, I like to share. But a really interesting thing about Goree Island is when they captured the Africans and they had them on this island, they handcuffed them together, right? Number one. But then number two, you always see them with that ball and chain on their ankle, right? It's like that ball and chain. Because they knew if they kept them on this island and they didn't have that ball and chain, they could swim away, right? And get away. So but this is just the deviousness of these people that were doing these sinister things. And like we were in there kind of all talking about it, and they were like, they're not slave masters, they were human trafficking. And like my thing is, that's not human trafficking. These are psychopaths. Like that's too pretty of a word for what was transpiring. These are psychopathic people that was just doing something the world couldn't even fathom being done. But one interesting point that they have every year, they hold a race that goes from I think it's Dakar. I forgot what city point, but they swim over to Goree Island, and it's a race. And the whole point of the race is the reminder that the ancestors could have got away if they didn't have them ball and chains, on their ankles. So I just thought that was a really interesting thing, but it's something that they do to mark the memory of the stolen, right? So they talk about that a lot while you're there. Um, Yeah, okay. I just see it like all of the stuff. All right. There we go. All right. Yeah, I just wanted to share that. I don't know. It's just fascinating information to me. And it just keeps every time I flick a slide, I'm fighting not telling y'all 12 other things. So I'm trying to move through it, right? I know y'all like, all right, get to it, Freddie. Let's go. Okay. All right. I won't share too much more, but that's just us there at the bottom right outside the door, no return. You can kind of see it in the background. Man, it's just so many feelings are going through my mind about all of that. But here is a sister that shared a story with us um, about her experience there at Goree Island. Let me be quiet and just let her tell it.
About that is the things that they did to our ancestors. They're still really doing it to us. And systemic racism. My son died in Chicago because of two racist paramedics. They saw black people around them. They didn't know. I was a clinical pharmacist. His dad was a detective. His stepmother was a nurse. They treated him like garbage. They didn't listen to our cries. They didn't listen to what we were trying to tell them. And I watched them remove my child as he was dying and not give him what he needed. And they had no compassion. So when I was in Goree Island and we talked about our ancestors and we heard about how they treated them and how they could sit up there and listen and hear that they didn't hear us. We weren't who we were. It was whatever they wanted us to be. And my son lost his life. So it's important to me to try to spread the word, not just what's happening in the States, but where it started. It started. We have come miles, we have, but it's still happening. And to go in there and hear about that and think about those children and think about those parents and being on another side where in America it's still a portion of that going on. That made me very emotional, but it also set something in me to try to go back and do something. And part of doing something is getting more people, even younger people, to come out and do this. You need to understand where we came from so we know where we're going. You need to understand where we came from so you know what you can see what needs to be fixed. You don't see it. They don't see it. They live their life and they don't understand it from like our parents and things like that. But it was very emotional me for that because that mentality of those people that did that to our ancestors, their descendants have similar feelings about the color of our skin and how we're to be treated. And so it was very emotional for me. It's something I'll take with me for the rest of my life. That's
That was that was like hard, obviously, to hear and to experience. But the sister said, "Hey, I may cry. Let me get through this." But wow, I mean, what an experience! Like this it really is something to be in there and to hear the story and to get the background and to actually be in the place. Um, Man, it's a lot. It's a powerful thing, right? I won't try to downplay it because you can't, right? It's an unbelievable experience to be there and one that I think everybody should endure. Um, on a lighter note, here's something crazy, right? We actually walk with the lions and pet some crocodiles, right? It had some fun at the wildlife reserve there. I keep saying if you'd have told me I'd be doing anything like this, I'd have called you crazy because there's no way. Um, I don't even do dogs. Right? Anybody that knows me knows, like, man, you don't even mess with dogs. Like, how did you end up standing and sitting around some lions and hanging out with crocodiles and stuff, right? I guess what they say, you do anything for the gram. No, do anything for the team, right? They were like, Freddie, you got to do this. We need you there. We need to have this experience. But it's true. They were real. I was there. My buddies get a kick out of this picture because when that lion stopped, I stopped. Right, like immediately. Right, I was not about to walk in between them or anything like that. So every time that lion stopped, boy, I stopped. Like we just behind you, buddy. I ain't got nothing. But to hear that roar, boy, it reminds you that that's the king of the jungle, right? So it was definitely a great experience. One that I recommend you take, right? As I don't know how many of y'all are thinking there's no way, right? Or wait, give me a one in the comments if you think if you would do this. Give me a two in the comments if you're like there's no way that I would do anything like this. Um, I'm really curious to see where we at. Okay, we got A1. Right? Okay, another one. A couple of twos. Um, the good news is everything. Lisa put a lot of twos. There, all of this is optional, right? So you didn't have to walk with the lions. There's actually a safari available as well, right? You can ride around the reserve and view the animals from inside the vehicle rather than walking around and engaging with them like this. But it was a wild experience. People were always asking, "Were you afraid?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Was I afraid? I was petrified because there's nothing you can do, right? Like you can't outrun the lion, you can't climb a tree. Like what you gonna do?" But they're well trained and well taken care of. And there's a number of handlers there as well. And there's a secret though. That stick means something to the Lions. I won't blow the whole thing for you, but it's definitely safer than I thought it was gonna be, right? But I was nervous. I was sweating. There was a lot of sweat going on. I thought I had another slide in between. Okay, anyway. Okay, yeah. So Sally Beach, they call this like the Italian Senegal's Italian River. It's a beautiful location. There are so many beautiful scenes in West Africa that we don't get the chance to talk about because everybody's always running off to Italy, running off to Spain. Want to go into the Mediterranean, or go to France or whatever the case may be. But there are so many beautiful beaches and landscapes there in Africa. It's unbelievable. And I'm really proud that we are having an opportunity to open this up for our community and share some of this stuff. We're going into Banjul, the National Museum of the Gambia. Um, yeah, so I'm going to learn more about the Gambian history. The crocodile pool. This is a thing. We actually went there, and you see the number of crocodiles over there. I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't realize there were gonna be so many. I thought it was gonna be one little crocodile. You take your picture, petting the crocodile, and you get up out of there. And oh man, I just gotta tell this story. I gotta tell it. I gotta tell it. All right, y'all don't mind me telling a couple of stories, but so we're there and people are kind of doing like a little semi crest around the one crocodile that folks are walking behind and petting, right? And I'm there with my camera trying to catch all of the views for the people, and I was like in the back, so I was like, oh, let me walk around and get this from the front so I can see the faces of all of our people. And as I go around and I started walking, I started filming, like holding my camera like this, and I just look, and it was like 10 crocodiles, like right there. They were right there, right? Man, needless to say, I didn't turn my back. I went back around to the back. So if you see any film from somebody in the back, that's me, because I would not go over there. And then I got this one picture of I think her testimonial is coming up. This sister was not playing with them crocodiles. Like she came around that corner, like we're here. She must have been 30 yards from us, like way down there. And she's just down there like, ain't no way. So I took a picture of her way down there. It's like the funniest picture to me because she's like, ain't no way I'm coming over there. I don't even, yeah, I don't know, put me on blast. Look, I don't know. I don't even know if after you do the lions though. This is how I'm gonna sell it to you. After you do the lions, you're just thinking it's just some crocodiles, right? Like I know that sounds insane. I know it sounds insane, but it was definitely an empowering moment. And it was fun, man. We got a lot of giggles and laughs. You know, black folks are feeling comfortable when they standing in front of lions telling jokes and laughing. I was like, oh, y'all comfortable now, right? So it's a beautiful experience. Hey, we're going to Kunta Kinte Island. This is, Kunta Kinte was taken. Y'all know Kunta Kinte from the movie The Roots. He was taken from this area of the Gambia, and like that's why they renamed it Kunta Kinte Island and all of that. But it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site there in the Gambia. It's an island. Hey, pops. It's an island off of the city. You need some? Okay. Water together. I got you. All right. Yeah. So it's definitely a good experience, and it's a nice opportunity to see how um, these sites were different, right? Like you can see the ruins here because this area wasn't upkept like Goree Island, right? So Goree Island is intact from its inception, but they didn't take care of this particular area and Kunta Kinte Island. So it's just kind of a different experience. This island reminds me more of um, Bunce Island in Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone has Bunce Island is the site of their slave trade, right? But it is more ruins like this instead of being well kept like there in Goree Island, um, or if you're in Ghana and you're on the Gold Coast and you're there at Elmina or Cape Coast dungeons as well. So they are very well kept. So it's just a good juxtaposition as on what you will see as far as the maintenance of those islands. All right, Freddie did a lot of talking. Here's the dates, right? I know y'all like, all right, man, come on now, gimme, right? So here are the dates that we're going to Senegal and the Gambia. Which date are you interested in? We're going December 9th, December 2nd through the 9th, 2024. In 2025, we're going January 24th through February the 2nd. And then in May, we're doing May 6th through the 15th of 2025. So those are the 3 dates that are going to be available for you to choose from. I'm getting ready to open up Q&A in just a second. How do I go to the next one? There we go. Bam, here we go. So this is what you're looking for. The investment to have this experience is going to be $44.24 per person for double occupancy, $49.24 for single occupancy, $26.25 for children. Again, that's that 40% off child discount. Each person that you sign up, it just takes $199 down. And then again, you'll see your payment plan there in front of you as it unfolds. There's no penalty for prepayment. You can pay in full. You can pay more than the designated amount each month. You can add a lump sum at any point whenever you're interested in. But those are the prices. Right, so you can lock in your spot just for $199 down. And yes, that $199 goes towards your payment. It's not it's not just like a donation or anything like that. This actually goes towards your payment. So why should you travel with us? You get to travel with other Black people, right? You get to have this experience in the motherland from an Afrocentric focus. Travel in safety with experienced tour operators and guides, our staff. Connect you with your history. See what the world has to offer outside of the United States. Experience a culture like none you've ever experienced before, but also feel like you just came home, right? And find a new travel family. Our previous guests have created bonds for a lifetime. We had a group on the trip that went to South Africa with us last year. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them came back. They decided they were going to do the Senegal trip together. They're on this trip together. But not only that, one of the ladies brought like 8 people with her, right? So it's just a beautiful thing to see this travel family growing. And you often hear of people saying like it's just great to travel with other folks that are interested in Black history and culture, and not just partying and going to be seen on a beach, right? But here is one of those conversations. This is, I'm putting her on blast. She gonna talk about the crocodiles, but this is one of the young ladies who was not having these crocodiles.
Hello. Hello, I'm Linda Bunk from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I'm a retired welfare caseworker and I also worked as a travel agent. And I must say, I'm also a skeptical person. So when I was looking at Facebook and I seen this guy Jay on there, he was good looking and he was talking a good game, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to give him this money because I've lost money previously on trips. But let me just say, I am so glad I took a chance. This is my fourth trip to Africa, but this was by far totally different. I won't say better, but it was totally different to actually walk with the lions. Who gets a chance to do that, really? Now, I didn't touch the crocodile because I'm a little leery of crocodiles and snakes. I don't do that. But to be up close with a monkey, I mean, you can't describe it. And let me just say that we Black Americans learned about Africa from Tarzan and Jane. Let me just say that Africa is not a country. Africa is a continent. Africa has 54 countries. 54 countries. And you can spend your money going to Paris, London, been there, done that, and it was nice. But until you come to this continent and see what's here and learn your history. And as I look around at the people here in Senegal and Gambia, I saw the faces of people that I know in my personal life. And I encourage you to take a chance on Mr. J and come over here. You meet a great group of people. I've made friends that I plan to keep in contact with. I plan to take another trip, and I highly, highly encourage you to step out on faith. Step out on faith and come over here and experience this for yourself. You will not be sorry. You will not be sorry. Thank you.
There we go. Yeah, sister said, she wasn't playing with them crocodiles, but she wasn't going. But that's fine. All right, so check it out. We got a bonus for you. If you want to go ahead and take this trip of a lifetime with us, if you sign up and book tonight, if you book by, that says Wednesday. It should be Friday, May the 24th by midnight Eastern Standard Time. We're going to give you $150 off the trip per person. So each person that signs up, if you got two, you're going with you and your spouse or you and your girlfriend. You sign up, we take $150 off per person. But if you go ahead and sign up by midnight Eastern Standard Time tonight, we'll take $300 off per person. So that's, again, you just put down your $199. And what'll happen is Sister Ashley is our travel coordinator. She'll go in, give her 24 to 48 hours, and she'll reduce your balance by $300 per person. So again, that's if you sign up by midnight Eastern Standard Time tonight. Midnight Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, Friday, May the 24th, we'll take off $150 per person, but $300 per person for people that are ready to take action and sign up with us. Now, you just go to sankofaexperiences.com/SP/travel Senegal. But the link should be in the comments. Excuse me. I got gas. $300. Again, here go the pricing. Accommodations $44.24 for double occupancy per person, $49.24 for single occupancy, $26.55 for child discount. Those are the prices. But this is a beautiful experience. Let me close it out here, and then we'll open up for our questions.
All right, that will do it for Senegal and the Gambia. I tried to tell you that this was an experience of a lifetime. Wasn't it absolutely amazing? And to think that you get to do with this with people that look like you, that think the similar ways that you, that come from places that you come from, that have similar experiences, that are desiring to reconnect with the motherland in beautiful resorts like this here in the Gambia and Senegal that are Black owned and operated. It's a beautiful experience. We had an emotional tour there in Goree Island. Seeing the door no return for the first time is something that is really impactful for many, many people. And you can see the emotion in the faces of the people there at that experience. The beauty of the island is really kind of sickening because it is beautiful, but you know the pain and the misery that the ancestors have been through. We've been to Kunta Kinte Island. We've had the history of the Gambia. We have eating the foods. We have experienced Teranga here in the Senegal Gambia region. It's just been overall a fantastic voyage and one that we want to share with you and think that you need and must attend so that you can have this experience of a lifetime with the Sankofa experiences. Don't worry, we have space for you. We're coming back to this region again and again and again, and we want to bring as many of you as possible. So if you're looking for an adventure of a lifetime, you're looking to reconnect with the motherland, if you're looking for a safe and responsible group that you can travel with, have fun, enjoy the nightlife, the culture, the experience, the people, the food, the music, and the vibe that is West Africa, this is the experience for you. Sankofa Experiences by Urban Intellectuals. We won't let you down. It's a beautiful experience and a trip of a lifetime. I can't wait to see and hear your stories and pictures as you share those with us on these adventures. Again, my name is Freddie Taylor. I'm the CEO and founder of Urban Intellectuals. It's my dream to reconnect you with the motherland and the people known by your ancestors. So let's come on home with us at this Sankofa experience. Love, peace, and Black power.
All right.
All right, that will.
I like the word all right. Any questions? If you can raise your Zoom hand. If we're going to go into our Q&A, you have any questions for us. If you're interested in traveling with us or maybe want to go share this with anyone, you can always send them to urbanintellectuals.com/travel. You can just send them to Urban Intellectuals. They can click travel. They can find out the information. Make sure you connect with us. You know, all of our socials is at Urban Intellectuals on all of the platforms. I believe I had the food. Man, I was talking about that crab, that upper left hand corner. That crab was amazing. Oh my God. Like they take the crab meat out, season the crab meat, put like some seasoning, some butters in it, and a little bit of cheese and whatnot. Then they put it back in the crab and then they bake it. It is bananas. Like that was absolutely amazing. That salmon there in the middle, boy, that is not a normal salmon. I think there's some domata down there on the bottom right. I enjoyed everything I ate there in Senegal and the Gambia. It was absolutely amazing. Oh, and okay, one last comment. I had to get somebody to talk about this food. It couldn't have just been me, right?
So my name is Marjorie Price, and I am originally from Haiti, and we migrated to Asbury Park, New Jersey. I have my sister, Marie Edith Gantier, and this is our second trip with Maximum Impact and Urban Intellectuals. She's also a retired social worker. But Freddie wanted us to talk about the food. And I've already told you I'm from Haiti. And I know one of the things that we kept saying is the food tasted like the food we ate at home. And I don't know if anyone has tried Haitian cuisine. I have to say it's the best. And so just to say that it compared to us, it was awesome. But yeah, to say that, I say thank you to Freddie. It's our first time meeting Freddie. And Jay, that's our second time with Jay because he was part of the fantastic Magnificent 12. Yeah, Magnificent 12. But I also want to say thank you to the team that helped because we packed so much in the amount of time. I mean, there is no way that I was going to be coming on a trip and already know that we're going to be with the lions and the crocodiles and the monkeys. And so there's this. So we appreciate you guys and we appreciate the legwork that you did to get us to this point. So thank you so much on behalf of all of us for all that you do. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. Yes.
You better get your profession out here.
Yes.
Dr. King gonna come get you.
Yes. I am a registered nurse and I work in telemetry, and that's cardiac.
All right, thank you.
All right, so next up on my list, I'm gonna have to get into this Haitian food. I see. We're gonna have to get this Haitian food a run and check it out. Okay, so what questions do you have for me? You can raise your Zoom hand if you have any specific questions that you want to announce. Okay, salmon. Yeah, that salmon was. I'm vouching for every dish. I'm gonna have to do a whole post and show all of my food pictures. I'm vouching for every dish. I didn't have anything that was marginal while I was there. Like everything, I was just gushing over. It was absolutely outstanding. I gotta say that. That was just, oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait to eat some more. Right. All right. Let's see. The town of Joe Fur. How do you pronounce that, Freddie? We have folks in my family that have a similar name. Hey, listen, don't Lisa, don't get me lying on these pronunciations. I will botch a name. I will botch a name quickly. Linda, oh, Linda is here. Oh my God, I did put you on blast. I love it. I gotta find the picture, sister, because that is my favorite picture. I swear, I had a good time taking those. Um, that was quite an experience, though. But I ain't mad at you because when I went around there and saw the number of crocodiles, I think I died a little bit on the inside. I tried to hold it together for everybody, but I don't think I did a good job. Okay, yeah, I'm sure that unlike us, everything is fresh. Yeah, no chemicals. Yeah, no crap in the food. Yeah, and the seasonings. It's all about them seasonings, boy. All right, don't forget the zebra. I tasted it. Oh, you did. Oh, I didn't know you tasted the zebra. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's some opportunities to expand your palate on this trip. That's great. Yeah, all about the food. Yeah, West African food was absolutely amazing. All right, there we go. Okay, you got that. Yeah, okay. Does anybody have any trip specific questions for me? Anything you want to know, anything you're curious about, other than pronunciations. Get me, get me, get me out there. Hey, Linda, now that I think about it, you did mention that you wasn't messing with the crocodile, so it wasn't total. I ain't totally put you out there. But okay, all right. So do I got some questions? Let's see. How many different hotels do you stay in through the 8 days? Yeah, that's a good question. We stayed in three different hotels, right? So we stayed in two in Dakar, and one in the Gambia, right? So when we come in, we're gonna stay at the Pullman Hotel, and I'm trying to find the video because I know I recorded the video walking into the Pullman, so you can see everything. I even posted it on Facebook somewhere, but I can't even find it where that is. So I'm gonna have to find that so you can see the hotel. But if you want to look it up, you can go to the Pullman in Dakar, Senegal, and you can see that particular hotel. And then in the Gambia, we stayed at Combo Beach. I believe it's Combo Beach, Combo Beach in the Gambia. Uh, that's that scenic backdrop that you saw me talking on, like those were taken there at that resort. That place was crazy. That was amazing. The side, I didn't even. Yeah, Ashley, we're gonna have to work these videos, the hotel videos, into the imagery. Like I said, I just got back. I just got back Sunday, so Sunday to now we ain't chopped up all the video just yet. But I mean, there's two pools there. There's a slide, like the water slides. They got water slides there. It's just so much on that resort. It's amazing. And then the final one is the Movenpick at Sally Beach. I can't think of the name. It's Movenpick something. But there's always just so much to do at these locations because there's so much outside space, and you're right on the ocean every time. And that's one thing that I was trying to explain to people is, they were like asking about the pricing and the cost and this and that, and you just thinking like, if you're beachfront in the United States, like the pricing is gonna be insane, right? Like, so I would say, and Linda, I back me up on this. I would say the pricing in Senegal is like comparable to a average place in the United States, right? You're beachfront, but it's just like an average place in the United States. Not like United States beachfront pricing, but regular pricing in the United States, which to me is high. I gotta be honest with you. I get price sensitive when you travel, right? But when you get to the Gambia, it's like, man, it's like prices just fell off a cliff or something. Like same kind of like beachfront atmosphere, but probably like a third of the cost. Like maybe that's a bit much. Maybe it's definitely at least half, right? Like so it was amazing. And the Gambia was, I keep saying like that was like the shock of the trip, just because we didn't. I know personally, I don't know a whole lot about the history of the country, so I definitely got an education there. But it was beautiful, and the people were beautiful. But it's West Africa, right? It's a bit rough when we get outside those resorts, right? So you got to kind of keep that in mind while you're having this experience. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not even missed on me on why those resorts are there. Those resorts typically aren't there because, oh, people are traveling there to go have fun. Those resorts are typically there because those psychopaths were building resorts so that they could get away from all of the madness that they were doing. They needed a vacation. So, like, even when you go into Ghana, you see these resorts along the way, they were built then because they were going to vacation away from, enslaving and, raping, murdering, and torturing people. Like it's kind of like that conversation I had around Goree Island. Like it's beautiful. Like you walk in, you're like, this is gorgeous. The cobblestone roads, and you're like, this is just so quaint. And then it's the home of the slave trade, right? Like it's really kind of insane. Yeah, the libations. Yeah, it's definitely spiritual. Yeah, there's some moments inside of the trip, right, that I didn't lay out everything, but that was definitely a powerful moment. We had an experience inside of the slave house right there. I count the dungeon. I don't know what to call that place. I hate it, but it's mixed with so much emotion and power right after you go through that experience. Oh yeah, I live in San Diego. Oh yeah, anything is gonna be less. Yeah, it's gonna be less than San Diego. I don't know how y'all live. I don't know how y'all make it out there, right? Yeah, okay. So sounds like California weather. Oh, thank you, Ash. I missed that. Vaccinations requirement. There's no vaccinations required at all for again American citizens. You don't need yellow fever. You don't need anything. Um, Talk to your doctor though. Talk to your doctor and let them make the recommendations. Because when you go, they're gonna recommend a whole lot of them, right? Like, oh, you're going to West Africa, you should take all these things, but nothing is mandatory. Let me say that. But I would definitely talk to your physician, especially if you got any pre-existing conditions or anything like that. You'd rather be safe. Um, there's no visa required with an American passport for Senegal, and we get the Gambian visa upon arrival, so you can just pay for that when we get there. Yeah, yeah, 80s. Yeah, 80s was the temperature. It was hot though. That sun is out, like it's on you. So you got to remember that. The only thing I didn't like, I ain't like the number of flies. I don't know, and I'm pretty bougie, so like Linda, I know I'm extra, right? Like I'm extra, right? I'm being honest though. I'm being honest with you. I didn't appreciate that, right? But it's like, man, if you can have this type of experience, and the worst thing is, you just got to fan a couple of flies away from my crab. I think we okay, right? Like on the beach with that scenery in the background. And yeah, I got my little wine glass. I can fan a fly too. But you know, all right, let me. This is just all honesty tonight. I'm just being honest with y'all. Okay, what else we got here? We got any other questions? All right, Linda, would you mind coming on? Maybe share a couple of thoughts with the people before we get out of here, because I know I'm talking, but you know, and you had a couple of days to reflect.
Yes, I have. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yes. It was a great trip. Um, the history. Now I've been to Ghana and I've seen the dungeons in Ghana, but this time it was more spiritual for me. And when we did the libations, that really touched me. That's a tearjerker when
Yeah,
we did that. When I went to Africa the very first time, I kept seeing signs for walking with the lions, and I thought, you got to be crazy. But the more I thought about it, I said, you know what? I need to do this. And honestly, I wasn't afraid. When we went in the gate, I was good with that. It was those crocodiles that got them. I was good with the lions. I really was. That was an experience. And everyone
yeah,
that I sent the picture to said I'm crazy, but I'm glad that I did it.
yeah.
The monkeys, I didn't mind being around the monkeys. I just didn't want them on my head, on my shoulder, or peeing on me. I didn't want that. The um the pink lake unfortunately isn't pink, but maybe one day it will be pink again, or maybe it'll be pink by the time the next group goes over.
The
But
next
that was
group.
an experience to see how they actually get the salt out of the lake.
Yeah,
Like you said, the food, everything I had was delicious. Now, I did not order zebra. The lady next to me from Detroit ordered the zebra and she
okay,
let me taste it.
okay.
I never need to have it again, but at least I can say that I tasted zebra.
Okay.
I love the beach. I've always loved the beach, and I just thought the beaches were wonderful. Wonderful. I could just lay out there for another week. That was,
Seriously.
yeah, that was beautiful. The whole trip was nice, and the people, I made friends, like you said, and I've heard from a couple of them since I've been
Oh, beautiful.
since I've been back home. I've heard from a couple of them, and the one lady wants me to come to Dallas to visit with her. Yeah. So it was just a good group of people. It
Yeah,
was just enough people. It wasn't too many people, and we got along splendidly. There were no arguments, no disagreements. And Freddie, I have to say, the staff that you and Jay put together,
yeah,
oh my God, when we got off the plane and we three had the problem because our luggage didn't arrive with us, but they were right there at the airport to take us to the hotel. They worked with us to get our luggage and anything that we requested, even if I was buying something and my brain wasn't calculating the money correctly, boyfriend was right there. Here behind me telling me how much it was, and they were just very helpful. And I don't know how you guys found that group. And what's her name? Anitha. Love
Anita.
lady. I've heard from her since I've been back also.
Oh, she's so sweet, ain't she?
Yes, she is. She's very sweet. But the trip was wonderful. I wanted to stay another few days.
Yeah,
Actually make that trip a little bit longer.
I agree.
You
I
really
agree.
Yeah, you really could. But yeah, I thank you guys. Like I said, I'm a skeptical person and I wasn't sure about this Jay guy. I'm like, I don't know, get $1,000. I don't know who this guy is, but I'm so glad that I did. And I invited my one friend and she invited her friend who I didn't know until we got to the airport.
Really?
No, didn't know her, but we got along splendidly. So
I love it.
it worked out well. I enjoyed every minute of it. I really did.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And it is I just think it's magic because the groups I always get together. Like get along together. Like,
Mhm.
you hear nightmare stories about group trips and whatnot, but I just think we attract a different. It's a different type of trip. It's not a party trip. We're not clubbing. It's not like on the beach all day, right? You get some beach time, but not all day and laid out or just drinking, mai tais and all of that. Like people are going for a reason. I just think it attracts a different type of people.
Well,
Like
the price point alone attracts a different type of people. Let's be for real.
That's a good point.
Let's be for real.
It's
If
not
you
cheap.
can afford to do this trip, you're a certain type anyway.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
just saying, it's true. It's true.
That's true. Hey, I like it because that we definitely don't want no international
No,
incidences.
no, not
And
at all.
when people are investing this type of money, they deserve a certain type of experience.
Mhm.
And I think that's why we lean heavily on the team that showed up to assist us because Mika and his team, they were just
They
the,
great.
yeah, from the driver on just
Yes,
everybody, right? It was
yes.
just a beautiful experience.
And then that Sunday, I had a good experience because I have a friend that lives in Senegal.
Oh,
You guys went shopping and I went to visit her. Mika got me a driver,
of course he did.
as we would say here in the United States, like I
Yeah.
guess a private Uber. And I went to visit with her and I got to meet her husband and her children and her neighbors. And
Awesome.
yeah, it was nice. It was very nice. It was very nice. So I'm glad. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely appreciated having you.
Thank
Even if
you.
you weren't messing with the
That
crocodiles.
wasn't me. I'm gonna tell you, I'm afraid of crocodiles, alligators, and snakes.
Okay.
I was walking down that path and I expected one, maybe two.
Yeah, I expected
But
more.
as I was walking, I saw all of these scurrying along and I just stopped.
You were way
Because I
back.
didn't know if there was a fence or a wall or anything to stop them.
And there wasn't.
See, I don't know because I didn't go any further.
Oh, did you went back?
I went back. But before I left, I had my telephoto lens and I was able to get a picture of one of them. But I took the picture from where you saw me.
Yeah.
I never left that spot. I decided to go back the other way. And I sat on the ledge and the school kids were coming home and these two little girls who didn't speak English, they stopped to greet me and we bumped fists. And we just kind of used sign language to talk to each other. Yeah, so while you guys were doing that, I was mingling with the children. No.
I love it. I gotta find this picture. I'm gonna post.
Yeah, I
Post it
put
in
my
the group.
email in there. Please send me the picture. But
Yeah,
I
it's
just
the best. I even got you doing this when you were like,
did I
no.
really?
Yeah, you were like, no way.
No. One, two tops, but no.
Yeah, it was a lot of them over there. But I can agree with you on the Lions. I was nervous when we got into that gate and they started coming. I was like, oh my God, I can't
Yeah.
believe it. But I knew after about, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 people went, took the pictures, and then everybody laughing and making jokes. I
Yeah.
say, oh, we didn't get comfortable in front.
We did. We got comfortable. We did. Yeah, we just walking along with them, like that stick
Yeah.
was going to do something. That stick wasn't going to.
Actually,
It wasn't going to do anything, But okay, they said carry the stick. We
carry
carry
the stick. Carry the
but
stick. Yeah.
honestly, those teeth are like this big. No, that stick was not going to help us out.
Man, look. Whoo! You gotta be nervous all over again, right? No, that was good. That was good.
It was good.
I appreciate you coming on, and you know what? We should probably do like a reunion Zoom or something like so we can all just see everybody again and talk. Ashley, we're gonna have to put that together. I know we keep mentioning stuff like that, but it's always good to see the gang again, right?
Yeah, that would be wonderful. And I'm going to New York Saturday. I'm gonna call Francis and Audrey.
Oh, awesome! Yeah,
I'll be in Brooklyn Saturday. Yeah.
Okay, that'll be great. If y'all do, please take some pictures and drop them in the group.
Okay. Okay.
I love it. All
Yeah.
right. Well, thank you, sister. Thank you for coming on tonight, and definitely thank you for speaking with us.
Oh, you're
Appreciate you.
welcome. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Man, that's always good to see our people. Like I mentioned in the group, we have a WhatsApp group while we're there, so you can communicate and stay up. You know, what's going to happen tomorrow? What does the schedule look like? What time we need to be downstairs for breakfast? So the trip, you're just well taken care of. I heard brother Kevin say, it's great to be on this group trip because all I got to do is show up. You know, he's usually one trying to wrangle all the people. Hey, come downstairs. We need you. We about to leave. And he's like, next thing I know, I'm that person, like trying to get my last picture, and
Yeah.
and being led around. But it's just nice to relax, and it's great to have an itinerary already laid out for you, and making sure that you see all the important sites, have the experiences, taste some of the foods, right? I didn't even get into, the images of some of the places that we ate, like the scenery, the vibe, the live music that we had. Like, man, it's just a beautiful experience. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully y'all can come and enjoy this with us. Lisa, all right, that is a strange question. What's the smell of the air? Uh,
Hmm.
I don't think I detected a smell,
Mm-mm.
other than when the aroma of that food is in there, and then yeah,
I asked that question. I asked that question because when we go over the, ooh, there's some feedback. I asked that question because when we go over the border into Mexico from California, it smells completely different and it's enchanting.
Oh, interesting. I'm gonna
Hmm.
have to think about it. I don't really recall. I was starting to think smog. I was like, no, there's no
Oh,
smog. Like,
no,
like it smells like air and opportunity, huh?
it smells like food, or in some places like in America, you'll go to like Albuquerque and they're constantly burning mesquite in the air. There's different
Interesting.
the smell of plants, the local plants. My other question was, what struck you most about the Senegalese people?
Man, they fit.
Really?
They are fit. They are in shape.
Mm.
They tall.
Oh
Notice
yeah.
that. Like you in the bathroom, I'm like washing my hands. Like I'm only 5'8", right? So maybe that is. But I'm like everything is like taller, but they fit, man. They are some slender, muscular people. And every evening, in fact, along the beachfront, they work out. Like you see, like we must have seen hundreds of people. Like while we were driving along, like just lit all along, like some in like yoga classes, some like running together, some doing calisthenics, some doing they playing football or soccer. Like they fit. That is a fit country. They are fit like that, and of course that I don't even know what color to call it. Like they dark chocolate, like that. I don't even know if that's chocolate, like bronze. I don't know, but that you notice that. But they are fit. That's what jumps out. Uh, and it's interesting because the portion sizes on the food is so big. Like I don't, are they just giving that to us or what that's about? Go ahead. So you got another question.
No, I was just thinking it's the quality of the food. I'm a holistic practitioner and I eat
Mm,
very naturally for many, many years. I'm 61 years old and I've been at this since my 20s. So I've been,
61.
yeah, yeah, I'm
Oh my
61.
lord.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, the food, quality of the food, they're trying to kill us in America. You know that. Come on.
Yeah, that's real.
You know, come on. Yeah. But
That
anyway, yeah, it's
yeah,
quality of food, and you can eat a lot and not gain weight if you eat the right kind of food. I mean, you should never overeat, but you can get
right.
away with it if it's good food. Absolutely.
That's true because they
Yeah.
do a lot of vegetables, and like they roasted vegetables are amazing. Like they did the season. I don't know that's why I just short line and say God's in the back seasoning this food because it is it is just spectacular. Like
I'm gonna borrow that one. God's in the back seasoning the food.
Yeah, man, I'm convinced. I'm convinced. And the guy was just following us around, like, no, we gonna, man, it's just so good. Like, I could definitely see myself staying there at least a month, like, just easy, easy on that the Combo Beach in Gambia. I could be there. I don't ever want to leave there. Actually, like, man, that place was spectacular. I'm honestly, I'm already planning my way back. Like, I'm trying to figure out, am I gonna go on the December trip? But I know I'm going to Ghana in like October. I think I'm just gonna stay through the New Year or something. We'll see. That's me talking. Let's see how the wife feel about it. I ain't even been home yet.
Y'all been in, have y'all been in Nigeria yet?
We going next year.
Okay, first time.
First time as a group, right? Like, so our team has been there. And that's to what Linda was saying, how do we find Mika and his team and all of that? We're always on the ground, probably at least a year, maybe even a year and a half ahead of the trip, and testing out different people, testing out different groups to make sure that we get the right feel and the fit, um, and then testing out smaller groups, kind of see how it goes. So there's always a lot of legwork that goes into it. So we want to go everywhere, right? But you gotta we gotta have the right team, because again, like Linda was saying about the price point, like y'all saw the price point, right? It's not a little bit of money. So you just want to make sure what they say, you can ruin your reputation in just one experience, right? So we rather for you to just have the right experiences every time, and it takes time to build that team and find those right people. So, and I definitely know there's some luck involved, right? Because Mika's a gem. His whole team was spectacular. I loved how Sister Akiba mentioned Mika is differently able, right? But you cannot say that he is not handicapped. This guy runs circles around people, but his attitude is everything. I guess got it. I'm inspired by that brother. It's absolutely amazing, and I thought that was even a beautiful experience, right? To remind people that just because somebody's different than you doesn't mean that they are incapable, that they need you or they need your help. Um, Shoot, I mean, man, he's amazing. He is absolutely amazing. So, yeah, I loved how she put that. That was excellent. What's the average temperatures? Is it hot like Ghana? Yeah, it's not too far from Ghana. So they share a similar climate, Marine. Yeah, so think like that. But I don't know. It wasn't as hot in May. Um, the heat was out, but it wasn't like overly muggy. I'm a sweater, so it don't matter. It don't matter where I'm at. I'm gonna be sweating, right? But Linda, I think you were okay, right? Like, you weren't really sweating bad. Yeah, you were, or you was fine. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's not muggy at all. As far as the seasoning for the foods, nah, I didn't think it was spicy like typical West Africa. I think it was different. It was mild in comparison, because in Sierra Leone and Ghana, you say no spice, and that just means they gonna put like regular spice in there. Like, it was gonna be spicy. There was no such thing as no spice. But this, I didn't feel that way at all. They had like a little chili peppers. They'll let you know, like, one chili pepper, two chili peppers. Like, if you really wanted to go there, they was like, we can do this. But I didn't want to go there. I didn't try any of that. But like, even in like Ghana and Sierra Leone, like the jollof got a little spice kick to it. This was just all like delicious flavoring. The smells, like, say, the aroma to it all. It was spectacular, man. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I thought this was an amazing experience, and I want more time there. I want more time. I'm gonna make sure of it. Actually, don't be telling on me. Don't tell the team that I'm planning on leaving, but I want some time. I want some real time over there. I just thought it was a beautiful experience. So, all right. I don't want to hold y'all too long. If you got any additional questions for me, I definitely will stick around. But we want you to join us in Senegal and the Gambia, just $199 down. Again, $300 off by midnight Eastern Standard Time tonight, $150 off per person, midnight Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. That's Friday, May the 24th. Got the link in the comments, sankofaexperiences.com/travel Senegal. But do you have any additional questions for me? Hey, you're welcome, Lisa. I appreciate you. Thank you for showing up and participating, right? I always appreciate that. Yeah, we'll do a couple of more of these and make it available. I'm gonna update. We're gonna get them. We're gonna get all the video in there. I think we need to put together like a recap video, maybe even just for our reunion. Linda, you gotta hold me to this reunion. I definitely want to do that. I think that'd be beautiful. To get everybody on the Zoom and have that experience again. Maybe we'll give it a couple of weeks or something like that, and then come back together and kind of hear your thoughts afterwards. But I think that'd be great. So, all right. If y'all don't have any questions for me, I'm gonna let Ashley get to her family. Dad popped his head in here and gave me some assignments. I got some work to do. That's what happened when you go visit your people, man. They gonna put you to work. But no, I enjoy helping my man out. That's my guy there. So we got to talk this Cuba trip. He wants to go to Cuba, so I got to get him together. We got to figure this out, man. See how we can get over there. But yeah, but I appreciate y'all hanging out with me tonight. Those of you watching the NBA tonight, good luck to your teams and all of that good stuff. Oh, okay, we got a question. All right, Anita, come on and ask. Thank you, Barbara.
It's not true. That's why I waited in. But I just have a question. Your shirt says, "I don't argue with people." Harriet Tubman. What does the rest of the shirt say?
What a shot.
Would have shot you out. Yeah, okay. That's what I figured it said. Thanks. That's a great shirt. Where did we get it?
It's on our store. I don't know if Ashley, if you can dig that up really quick, that would be amazing. Yeah, I'll be forgetting. I'll be wearing our stuff, but yeah, it's one of my favorite shirts for real. I love the reactions when people read it. Let me see. I don't know if Ashley is around on the draw. Let me see if I can find it really quick. While I'm stumbling through this, anybody have any other questions? Oh, bam! Come on, Ashley. I tried you, huh? She came through right quick on me. Yeah. So that's the link for that. Oh, wait a minute. How did I get here?
Okay, great. I've already clicked on the link.
All right, great. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I
All
thought of
right, Barbara.
I thought of one more question. What's the average number of people that go on these trips?
About 30. We try to keep it around there, 25 to 30 on the trip. We had, and it depends on the location. Like, I think 30 is about the Senegal Gambia number. But we've had more in Egypt. We had 40 in Egypt. And we hope see 40 is like that's like super max number. But Egypt's more conducive to like a larger group. I think this is about the number for Senegal and the Gambia. I know I think we're about 24, 23 right now for that December trip, December the 9th through. Actually, can you drop them dates one more time? I thought I saw it up in here. December 2nd through the 9th. I think there's about 24 on that particular trip. And then I'm unsure about the 2025, the availability on that number, but that'd be around the group. Those are like good group sizes. Because it's like, some people are like, in a smaller group, but in a smaller group, you just don't have like that energy from a little slightly larger group, right? Like 12 people is fine. That's an amazing experience too, but it's more intimate. You get more personalities. Like you're gonna want more people on the trip just because of the quality of people that come out. That's my opinion. Like
I'm just laughing because some of us have enough personality for 5 people, so you wouldn't miss the other 24 that are not there.
Hey, listen,
Some of us
listen.
are a little extra. Some of us are a little extra.
I am learning. I am learning that our elders are the funnest group of people on this planet. That's all I can tell you is the young people really think the elders don't have fun. But man, let me tell you, this group, as Jay always says, oh man, they be cutting up. That's that's his language. Man, they be cutting up. We be having a great time though, but it's just good innocent fun, man, and they will keep you. Everyone's gonna keep you laughing, so I enjoy that. So that's why I'm always like, man, let's bring a couple of more folks, but um, yeah, it's just a beautiful experience, man. So, all right, thank you, Ashley. There we go. The dates, December 2nd through the 9th, 2024, January 24th through the 2nd of February, 2025, and then May 6th through the 15th, 2025. So, and the music. What am I trying to say? The temperatures in West Africa are pretty consistent, right? Like there's never really, it ain't gonna be 30 degrees. Like you don't gotta worry about any of that. It might be 110, but that might be it. But yeah, so all right, yeah. So lock in your special, $199 down, $300 off tonight by midnight Eastern Standard Time, $150 off by tomorrow midnight Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, so we got a beautiful experience for you. I'm fired up. You're probably gonna have to hear about this trip for at least the next 2-3 months. It was so great. So I can't wait to get home and recap with my family so they can see it. But man, yeah, y'all gotta be on. You gotta be on this one. You gotta come and see this one. So, all right, I ain't gonna hold up much more of y'all time. We all good on questions. If you think of something a little bit later, you can always shoot an email to support at urbanintellectuals.com. That's support at urbanintellectuals.com. It's going to end up going to Sister Ashley, and she'll definitely follow up with you. So if you have any questions, you can at any time or about anything or any of our other products and services, you can definitely reach out and we'll get you to the right person. Yeah, I hope you had a great meal. Okay, hope you had a great meal at the Senegal. Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I'll make sure I post about that. Check your emails. We've been doing Sunday discussion. So we're gonna do a Sunday discussion coming up this Sunday. I think I'm going home, so it's gonna be probably around 4 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I don't have that. I didn't even mean to tell y'all about that. I be saying too much. I won't here too long. I'll just rat out everything. But check your emails. We always got something going on here around Urban Intellectuals. Just trying to engage the community and give the people a platform to be heard is what we're doing on our Sundays. We're just calling it roundtable discussions. So it's just an open Zoom call. And I try to do less talking, but I'm pretty verbose. I always got something to say. So I always got an opinion. But man, I appreciate y'all joining us this evening. Hopefully you join us in Senegal. I'll make sure I share more pictures of the food and I'll share the experience that I have. I'm gonna test out the secret shopper at this Senegalese spot here in Detroit, Michigan. So I'll let y'all know if it's Senegal approved or not. They gonna run me out of there, right? That's all right. I enjoy it, but I appreciate y'all again, and thank you, Sister Ashley. Thank you, Linda, for coming on and speaking with us today. Thank you, Lisa, for being engaged. Everybody, I thank y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all again. Any questions? Support at urbanintellectuals.com, and we will see you in Senegal and the Gambia. Good night, everybody.